I'm in a place I wanna be. I'm fighting things no one can see. Why are they still here? All of these voices in my...
So hello everybody, we are live here on the Wednesday Shorts. I'm just trying to get it up here on the screen where I can watch it as well. There we are. We are here live on the Wednesday Shorts Nutrition Series for the Fit Show. I'm coming to you from the Fit Show Kitchen. My name is John Taglieri. With me today is Mike Doehla from Stronger You Nutrition. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm great, man. Very good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure, man. Thanks for being on the show. So we hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We hope you watched Monday's show with Nick Cerruto. We had a great time. So we wanted to talk a little bit about today, about the flip side, about what we talked about last week. Last week on the show, we had Stretch Room Manor on the show. And Stretch and I had a really good discussion about how to eat for Thanksgiving. You're going to your family's house. You're going to be in a big food environment, and you're going to eat a lot. And you're going to, what the best strategies were to not overdo it while still enjoying everything. This week, we're going to kind of flip that over, and we want to talk about eating out. Because, you ate a big meal in last week and you went through all your leftovers and you're tired of cooking and you're tired of microwaving, and you might want to go out for a dinner this week. So how do you go out and still not go overboard, not eat poorly at a fast food place, or, even if at a regular restaurant where you can go and still get, fried chicken or fried shrimp? What are the better choices on an eat out menu? And that's what Mike and I are going to talk about for the next 15 minutes or so. Mike, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what your business is real quick?
A little bit about me. My name is Mike Doehla. Got into this industry almost by accident. A lot of self-study, certifications, seminars, interest, textbooks got me into this world of nutrition. I thought I had a method to get people in shape when everything else was kind of failing them, and we kind of packaged it up a special way. Really cared about our clients, really gave them the best service we possibly could. And in almost a little over 2.5 years, we now have served almost 8,000 clients in 40 countries. So,
wow, that's fantastic. Yeah. Now you do personalized nutrition, and you do like small group personal training as well, correct?
Actually, we don't do any training right now. All we do is online nutrition. So we do custom nutrition programs for our clients. We use a macronutrient-based approach where they can eat the things they enjoy as long as they stay within the boundaries. We provide the accountability with the check-ins, the constant contact, and we have an awesome Facebook community in our group of now almost 7,000 that are just in there talking and sharing recipes and support and pictures, motivation, everything you could think of.
Carolyn asked, is it wrong that I missed the geckos? I'm not sure what that means.
When I used to do my old live videos in our group, while our house was being built, my girlfriend and I was at her parents' house, and her little brother's room had geckos all over the wall. But it's like a 28-year-old PhD now. They just never changed the wallpaper. So little inside joke from one of our people.
Geckos are cool.
Yeah.
I'm a musician. That's what I do for a full-time living, is I play music. And I used to play in Key West for a long time. And I had a fairly regular gig at a place called the Lazy Gecko, and some of the most memorable nights in the world there. Okay, so you're going out this week. You're tired of cooking leftovers. You've gotten past the Thanksgiving food coma and turkey coma stuff. And now you want to go out this week. You want to take the family out, get out of your own kitchen, get out of your leftover world. You go to a restaurant, a Fridays, a Bennigan's, a local place that you know and love, that's got a pretty varied menu from, say, steaks to some seafood to, fried fish to tons of, the normal stuff and pizzas and stuff. What would you tell somebody who's stepping away from their Thanksgiving leftover world and going out for a meal, but wants to consistently stay on their healthy track?
So it's good you say that they want to stay on the healthy track, because that's number one. We have to, determine whether they're going to go all out or be, healthy or on the diet. So if someone's going to go out to eat, I always suggest, first and foremost, pretend the menu doesn't even exist. and this sounds kind of crazy because we go to these places and we're like, well, I want to go here and I want to try this. But in restaurants, the chefs and the owners and the servers, they don't care about our diets. They want things to taste really good. So they add oils, butters, high fat foods, which are not, inherently bad, but they have a lot of calories and it adds up really quickly. So I recommend ordering what you want to eat at restaurants. And people think, oh, I don't want to be a pain in the butt. But you can pretty much, at most of these restaurants, you can order what you want. You can get chicken breasts, you can get broccoli, you can get rice, you can get a baked potato, you can get a steak, you can get, just a burger if you want without all the other dressings and fries. But you have to be open to not getting what's on the menu all the time. Now there are things you can get on menus, like the salads and things like that, but
of course, yeah.
Those, and I'm sure you've seen the restaurants that have the calories on the menu.
Yes, and a lot of restaurants these days have a heart healthy section to their,
and it's
definitely a cooked better kind of part of the menu,
like a 500 calorie menu or something, which is great. But some of these salads, if you see the calories, they can be up to 1,000 calories. Yes, and unfortunately, a lot of women, since they're smaller, their calorie needs are much different than a larger male. That might be 60%, 70% of their daily calories in a salad. So that's tough.
So I know that you work a lot on you recommend a lot of macro-based eating to people. So what should they watch for at a restaurant? If it's somebody who's trying to eat healthy, like I'm very macro-based myself. I do sort of a hybrid keto style diet because I can't go no carbs. My body and no carbs, I wind up getting hurt. Yeah. And so I still eat carbs, but I'm about a 60-20-20 guy. Okay. 60 fat, 20-20 on the carbs and protein up on heavy work days. So when I go out and I'm not looking for my cheat meal, which I give myself once a week, I give myself a 5-hour window on a Saturday where I can just put anything I want in my face. Outside of that, say I was to go out tonight. Tonight's not my cheat day, but I want to stay clean. I know that I'm going to look for a plate that has a piece of red meat, a green vegetable, and maybe a side salad. Okay. Something like that. What would your recommendations be to somebody how to, in their mind, maybe not eat the same thing they're eating at home because they did go out to get a little variance, but kind of still stay in that macro?
Definitely tweak it. Like if you are used to eating chicken all the time, maybe you get a pork or a beef or another protein source like that. I think variance is good, but I think a lot of times it has to be earned because one of the things that mess people up is too much variety, and then their body never really knows what's going on, especially with macro counting. If you're tracking, you can track chicken easily, but if you track like steak when there's a lot more fat, you might get thrown off. So you just have to be careful with too much variance. But you can ask for sauces on the sides and things like that, different cooking styles. Doesn't have to be super boring, but you can kind of bank those macros for a restaurant night out. If you have, say, 80 grams of fat a day and you roll into a restaurant having only eaten 25, you have a lot of freedom there to get something that you like.
Well, another thought process on that, I'd love to get your opinion on that, is timing. Because one of the things with the banking of calories and banking of fat grams is, for me, it's the when you eat dictates a lot of your weight loss too. If you carb up early in the morning and then go to a desk job, those carbs are just going to sit with you. Mm-hmm. So it's the timing of when to eat. So do you think if someone were to go out at night and had a lot of calories left, eating that late isn't going to affect them?
I don't think so. From what we've seen and what the science says, it's not a big difference. Now, I think in a perfect world, splitting up your macros pretty evenly throughout the day is the best thing you can do, possibly eating a little more carbs and protein around your workouts. But if your total calories and macronutrients are hit within a time frame of the complete day, it's not going to really matter if you pack it in late at night. Like I'll eat myself. My last meal will be literally before I get into bed. And there's probably crumbs in my bed from when I do eat.
My wife yells at me if I do that, so I don't do that anymore.
People get a little scared of eating late at night and things like that. And as long as it's And the problem is I think a lot of people snack late at night and it's just extra calories. It's not that it's the timing, it's that you're adding in more than you should at a certain time. So
Yeah, what's your takes on it? So the big thing these days is intermittent fasting, and I do it. A lot of people don't realize that they intermittent fast on an everyday basis anyway, from the minute they go to sleep till the minute they wake up. You know, they spend 8 hours not eating.
right.
You know, if you stop eating at 8 o'clock at night, or you've had your last meal, then you don't go to bed till 12 and you sleep till 8. You've just fasted for 12 hours without even realizing.
Right.
What is your take on the intermittent fast that is the thing these days for everybody?
I think it's a convenience thing. So I'm very big on the main thing that matters is getting everything in a day. How you split it up is very minimal in your results. So if somebody prefers like 2 or 3 big meals a day and doesn't like to eat breakfast but likes to start at lunchtime, that's okay. I don't think that's completely ideal for muscle protein synthesis. I think you should have protein from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed in, 3 to 6 meals or something.
Right.
But I don't think if that's going to keep someone on track, and that's what I'm big about, is having people do what they can, consistently do over time to get the best results. So
that goes back to the consistency of eating healthy. That's what we started talking about from the beginning.
So if they like to intermittent fast, that's totally cool. My main focus is, are you eating the amount we set? If so, you're good to go.
Okay.
Got to give people freedom.
Yeah, and I agree with you on the late night eating. I jokingly tell, back in the day, before technology and before the world was what we know, people were out during the day hunting and gathering, and at night is when they ate their food because that's when they were back home. So the eating at night thing is not necessarily a bad thing. Where the difference is we're not out hunting and moving anymore. We're sitting at desks.
We're doing this all day. Right.
Thankfully for me, I get to move a lot during the day because I don't have a desk, so to speak. But I think that is part of the problem is that the timing of what people think. My last meal is 9 o'clock at night, and it's not a meal. It's a snack. It's a banana and some peanut butter. It gives my body something to do while I'm the first few hours of sleep. And I don't think a lot of people take into account the afterburn or the burn through the first part of your sleep period can be very beneficial to losing weight and burning calories. Right.
And I think people don't. They think the moment you eat something is the moment that it's processed, and it can take 15 hours depending on what it is. It's not even going into the small intestine for 2 hours or so. So you're not absorbing it immediately, but carbs can help you sleep. Fat is slow digesting, can help you keep the protein in your blood or the amino acids in your blood throughout your sleep. So there are benefits to that stuff.
Carbs, a lot of people think, carbs are the enemy, but they're not.
No,
they're just. I often tell, eat your carbs at the right time, and they're going to be amazingly beneficial to your health.
Yeah, I think it's funny. It's like I'm like this carb proponent and I'm like defender because they get such a bad reputation. But I really think it's just because they're really easy to overeat. But
it's not just that they're easy to overeat. I think even if it's, again, going back to what we spoke of a few minutes ago, the timing of when you eat them. If you are on your way to work and you get a bagel, a frappuccino, cream cheese, and home fries, and then go sit at your desk, those carbs are just going to sit with you.
Yeah.
If you're on your way to the gym and you have something with a carb push, like a protein shake or a pre-workout, or something that's going to give you immediate fuel that you're going to use now, those carbs are friends.
Right. And a lot of times when people think of carbs, they're thinking carbs and fats. Like when you ask the typical person, name carbs, they very rarely say fruit, vegetables, rice, plain pasta. They say cookies, cupcakes, pizza. And that to me that's more of like the fat. It's a ton of extra fat there. It's just a ton of calories.
What do you think are some common myths of eating healthy on the run?
Oh man. I think a lot of myths are based around food quality. Like I'm not saying that people should eat candy and things like that all the time, but the whole processed food thing, like there's going to be times where you need a protein bar or you need to grab a bagel or, a sugary Gatorade because you have carbs to consume. So I think being on the road and, on the run, you may have to bring the food quality down a little bit just to make convenience work. And then you can make up for it later. You can eat your fruits and vegetables somewhere else. But even if you want that, you can pick it up somewhere.
But I think if people, moderation, and that's a word I preach a lot. You don't have to handcuff yourself to cutting things completely out of your life as long as you don't overdo any of them. And that's where I think the traveling, as a touring musician, I spent 10 years on the road, 300 days a year.
Yeah.
And I had periods where I ate, Tostitos every day. And then I had periods where I had nothing but apples and carrots in the van. So I think it depends on the moderation that you can keep yourself in.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, a lot of people educationally think it's one or the other.
Yeah, it's a lot of people have an all or nothing attitude with nutrition, and it doesn't have to be that way. I think it's a lot more simple than people make it out to be. And when we come in and we say, hey, you don't even have to worry about that stuff, they're like, wait a minute, like, are you right or is everyone else right? And all I can say is, this is what the science says. These are the results that people have had. Don't listen to me, listen to them. They're the ones you have to listen to.
And that's why things like the Atkins diet drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Because people simply take face value what it says on the box. And the meal goes, here's a box of bars, eat it. Here's a shake, drink it. Here's a dinner in a box, eat it. You're going to do this for 12 weeks and you're going to lose 25 pounds. And after 12 weeks, you lost 25 pounds, but you didn't learn anything. You didn't get educated as to why. And I think that's a big problem with the convenience versus learning,
And the dieting industry in general. And that's, I'm so big on like teaching people things. And that's why we have them track. So they build awareness. So they don't ruin a day if they have a high fat breakfast. They could work around these things because every diet is going to work. Every single one of these things works well if you do it. Many of them are impossible to do. Many of them teach you nothing. Many of them restrict things for really no reason. So, I mean, it sounds like I'm just super relaxed about nutrition, and I think that's what people need.
No, I'm actually very in agreement with you because, again, I think it's very moderation. Yeah. Everything in moderation and move. You have to move. You can't be sitting on the couch. If you eat as healthy as you want and don't move, you're still going to not lose weight or still put weight on. You have to balance it with the healthy diet and a good workout regimen so that you're burning the calories that you're putting in.
That's so true.
All right. Last thing. So somebody new walks into your place. You're giving them an evaluation. They tell you, I'm not looking to just get off the couch. I'm looking to run races.
Okay.
Do you have a different strategy on the nutrition for them than you would your average person?
Absolutely. So a higher level athlete would get a lot more carbs, a lot more calories in general. We would focus more on nutrient timing than we would on, a sedentary individual. We would probably have them maybe have carb cycling. Maybe some days would be higher carb than other days just to have them, fueled up and recovering for the workouts. That's pretty much it. We would just look at their whole lifestyle and tailor it to that.
Cool. I want to thank you for coming on today.
Thank you, John.
I think this subject is one that a lot of people avoid because it's not the pretty subject. You can go have a meal if you want it, but you have to be responsible enough to not overdo it. That's not the sexy part of nutrition. Everybody, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can go to strongeryou.com. That's the letter U. You can email me at strongeryouFit.com, which is actually or Mike at strongeryouFit.com, which is our old website address. But yeah, if you go to strongeryou.com, our contact info is there. You can see what we're all about. Find them
online, find them on Facebook, find them on Instagram, Twitter. You got Twitter?
I'm not on Twitter, but we do have a Stronger You Nutrition Instagram handle. My Facebook, Mike Doehla. I literally live on Facebook. It's where I run most of my business. So I'm pretty easy to get a hold of.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today and help people understand a little bit more about what we talked about. Cool. Next week, we've got Ryan White from the Hero Training Center on the show with me. You guys, Ryan, he was just in the kitchen last week. So we're going to talk nutrition for MMA and high intensity kind of workouts. This has been the Wednesday Shorts Nutrition Series from The Fit Show. My name is John Taglieri. Thanks again, Mike Doehla, for coming on. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Thank you.
Can